What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Hopefully everyone is doing well and having a great day so far. Welcome to this Friday weather update for February 13th, 2026. Hey, if you're new, subscribe and hit that like button down below, and be sure to share this video because there's going to be some important information in this. Updating on things we talked about back on Wednesday. Yes, the threat of severe weather in the southern U.S. has gone up ever so slightly. I'm not totally convinced, but the Storm Prediction Center is, so we have to take a look at this. Here's the National Hazards Map. Not a lot going on right now. We do see winter storm watches off for portions of California. The mountainous region could see up to a foot of snow and 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts later in the weekend. Yes, another storm system is going to enter the picture there. The one that we are watching right now is currently over the southwest U.S., Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, southeast of Utah, and it is entering Texas, and it's actually entering Texas a little bit faster than some of the model guidance shows. You also do see that there is some activity across the Pacific Northwest. It's rain in Seattle area and Portland, Oregon, and we do see there is this weak disturbance that is about to come through the Northeast. There could be a few snow showers with that system. Taking a look at the satellite picture, you do see there is a short wave in the southwest U.S., and that is going to be our biggest weather maker for the weekend. That shortwave is going to gradually make its way to the east across the United States, and that will be what ultimately provides some severe weather. Let's take a look at the temperatures for today, and we can see here as we refresh this, we can see the temperatures have greatly warmed up, and we can see, take a look at Texas. Temperatures are coming into the 80s. Yeah, the ingredients are starting to get there. Warm, moist air, that's something you need for thunderstorms. We do see up in the northwest that things are slightly cooler because you have that storm system there, and still cool in the northeast, but I promise as we get into next week, things will get better. Let's take a look at what's going on with power outages. Not many to talk about today. 19,421 people in the United States are without power. That's not a lot. May go up slightly tomorrow. All right, let's take a look at this. This is Saturday. Actually, before we do that, I have to tell you, there's also a marginal risk of severe weather this evening across portions of Texas, Oklahoma, and portions of Kansas as well. Tornado threat, less than 2%. Wind, 5%. Hail, 5%. Not terribly concerned about that. Tomorrow, however, we do see a much larger marginal risk. We also see a slight risk for portions of eastern Texas, portions of Louisiana, and portions of southwest Mississippi. Now, within this area, we do see a 5% chance of a tornado within either sides of a 25-mile point of interest. So, yeah, wind is 15% and hail is 5%. So there is definitely the potential for some tornadoes tomorrow. And that 2% area does go back. It includes cities like Dallas, Houston's included in that. We also see Austin, Texas, and Houston, you're actually in 5%. So we're going to really have to pay attention to this, and that is for tomorrow. Then, believe it or not, there's also a marginal risk for portions of Florida on Sunday and portions of southern Georgia, southern Alabama, eastern portions of Mississippi, and eastern portions of Louisiana, which includes New Orleans. This could possibly get upgraded to a slight risk. We'll just have to wait and see. Here's the setup here. We do have this shortwave area of low pressure that is going to be entering Texas overnight tonight into tomorrow. Ahead of that, you have a warm front. That warm front is going to be pushing into portions of the Gulf Coast region. But behind that, we do have a cold front. And surging ahead of that cold front, there's going to be some warm air. There's going to be some moisture. Dew points are going to go up. There'll be some marginal instability. There will also be a little bit of wind shear. And because of that, that's why there is the threat for a tornado or two tomorrow. You also do see in the Pacific Northwest, things will be rather active. Mountain snows, rain at the lower elevations. Yeah, it's not going to be a nice weekend up there. And that system will actually continue, and then another system will enter the picture into the south. As we head into Sunday, you can see here that, yes, it's going to be rainy across the south. And to be honest, you do need the rain. Will the precipitation make it north of the Mason-Dixon line? Still discrepancy in the models. If it does, we're just talking a few rain or snow showers. Nothing of significance there. And then as we head into the President's Day Monday, all of the West Coast is going to be looking at some rain and mountain snows. Yeah, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Las Vegas, Nevada even. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of places that are dealing with precipitation. Look at this. That system actually goes for multiple days. We'll probably have another video just for that at some point over the weekend. Let's take a look at the models and see what they show. We're going to use the 3KM model here, and we can see here, we have this set now. We'll pause it for around midday tomorrow. You can see thunderstorms are starting to break out across portions of Texas. This will continue eastward and may even form a squall line. I'm going to shift this to the mid-south region. And you can see here, this is a pretty vigorous squall line that will develop. So damaging winds is definitely possible. And as we go into the night and into early Sunday morning, you can see here, this is going to make its way into Mississippi, Louisiana, eventually Alabama. And if we get any of these discrete cells that pop up ahead of the line, that's where there could be an isolated tornado. So I think the isolated tornado threat could honestly even continue into Sunday. I don't think it's great threat, a big threat, but the threat is definitely there. Let's reverse this for a second. Let's take a look at what's going on with the temperatures. You can see ahead of this system, temperatures will once again, let's back this up actually even further. You can see, there we go, ahead of the system, the temperatures once again will probably go into the 70s, and look at this, even low 80s in southern Texas. And then as we get over to the Gulf Coast states, yeah, the temperatures don't really get up there, but we definitely do have some ingredients that will allow for some thunderstorm development. You can see some marginal dew points here into the mid-60s. And at this time of year, that's enough to cause some thunderstorm activity. And if we take a look at the upper air pattern, and I am going to back this up, you can see here, this is a fairly potent system in the 500 millibar. I mean, you can see here, it's pretty vigorous, and yeah, there's enough vorticity that we will see some thunderstorms. Is this going to be the biggest threat ever? No, but it's enough that we're going to have to continue to keep an eye on this. All right, let's take a look at the European for the rest of the country, and we can see here that there goes the system in the mid-south. It comes east, and yeah, some of the precipitation tries to make it into Pennsylvania. You get some moderate rains across the Carolinas, Virginia, and to be honest with you, you do need that rain. There's the west coast. Yeah, big storm system enters the west, and it kind of lingers into next week. Yeah, very unsettled pattern out there. So the takeaway for the holiday weekend, unsettled in the west coast, becoming more unsettled as we get into Sunday. Thunderstorms in the south on Saturday. You definitely want to be weather aware if you're in Texas, Louisiana, even southwest Mississippi. There could be a tornado or two. Then that shifts east on Sunday, and eventually we do see some rain for the southeast, much needed rain, and we even see a little rain to Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Richmond, Virginia, and then the holiday itself on Monday, not looking to be too bad in the east. It should clear out. Much of the country will be dry with exceptions to the west coast where that big system will be. Alrighty, folks, that does it for today's weather update. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with anyone you know. And please be weather aware this weekend. I will see everyone again next time. Thanks for watching.